My name is Sandy Adamitis, the social media director for the Page International Screenwriting Awards, and your host for the Writers Hangout, a podcast that celebrates the many stages of writing, from inspiration to the first draft, revising, getting a project made, and everything in between. We'll talk to the best and the brightest in the entertainment industry and create a space where you can hang out, learn from the pros, and have fun.
And we're rolling.
Hi, I'm Sandy Adamitis.
Hi, I'm Terry Sampson.
Terry, you have a big game tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's the game?
Detroit Lions are in contention for the Super Bowl. It's the last four teams. They're one of the last four teams.
That is wonderful. And then they're going to play Taylor Swift's team?
Well, we'll see.
Oh, okay. But that is the other team, correct?
Well, there's two games, four teams still.
Oh, I thought we were down to her team.
Taylor's going to have to be quarterback on one of the teams and bring it to a victory.
Oh, okay.
Then she gets to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay. So your team may get to the Super Bowl. Is that what we're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. That's a big thing for you football people.
Yeah, the last time they were in a championship was 1957, and I was a zygote at the time. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Thanks. It's interesting. It's hard to follow a team that never wins anything, and I haven't been consistent.
Have you been to my life? Oh, no.
So we know what we're talking about, don't we?
Yes. Oh, and by the way, I did have a win.
Okay.
Last week, we talked about just some of the struggles in my job.
Right.
Everything is going great.
Wow.
Just such a fun work week. I got paid all the money that I was
Yay.
owed. And thank you for all your support.
Sure.
For today's show, I want to talk about the ways in which we can get a movie made.
Okay.
There are a couple ways, right?
Right.
You write a script.
Yeah, that helps.
And your agent gets it to a network or studio, and they love it, and they fund it, and they get it made. Then there's the other way. You find investors, you bypass the studios and their resources, and investors will give you money to make a movie. People are willing to invest in movies, aka using other people's money is always the best way to get a movie made. Who can give you money to make a film, Terry?
Rich people. Did you want something more specific than that?
Anybody.
Anyone.
If your film shows promise, if your script shows promise, you may be able to get several people to provide you with the capital you need to move forward. Sounds great, right?
Right.
Our story begins in 2014 when 41-year-old Adam Joyner, a white man from a conservative, semi-rural suburb of Sacramento, California, the sales director for a company called Sportgenic, a business that appears to make sports-centric online banner ads and content filler. Adam's brother happens to be a screenwriter, and he pens this script called Legends. Per IMDb, this film Legends is a anachronistic mashup of legendary 19th century American figures such as Davy Crockett, Calamity Jane, Paul Bunyan, John Henry, and it's a steampunk Avengers, tailor-made to satiate the ever-expanding appetite for big-ticket fantasy action pictures.
So he brought a big-ticket concept into the world of, I've got to go out and get the money for this.
Yes, that is unusual because usually with investors, you think independent films, correct?
Right.
But yeah, it sounds interesting to me, David Crockett and Calamity Jane and Paul Bunyan. I'm not too sure about the steampunk part of it.
I think that's how he's going to connect the magical part in that era.
Oh.
You know, they're going to have to make some kind of crazy machine out of steam in order for something amazing to happen.
That makes sense, because Davy Crockett does not have a laser nearby. He has a hatchet.
But man, imagine if he had it. He would have really won the West. Yikes.
Okay. Now, this was all during the time when Endgames, the latest Avenger installment, grossed more than $1.2 billion in its opening weekend.
Wow.
The wheels are greased.
Yeah.
The script, the time period. Let's go. A year into shopping the script around, Adam meets a real money guy, John Yee, who knows another guy, Paul Ah, a director with the Korean Investment Partners Company Limited, KIP. John Yee feels Legends would be a good fit for KIP and makes an introduction. That's it, right? That's magical.
Right.
A year in and this happens? That's pretty cool. It's a huge moment for someone like Adam, who has no credits. So now, Adam and Paul, who is this big-time guy in this investing company, have a relationship, and they start emailing back and forth. And Adam informs Paul, the investor, that he has a pre-existing relationship with Netflix.
Perfect.
And Netflix was actually interested in distribution for Legends.
All right.
Huge. Then Adam emails this to the investment company. And then 3 days later, he follows up with Paul saying, had another good Netflix meeting with them yesterday and expect to receive a contract from them by the end of the week. No contracts arrive. And Paul, the investor, is not happy. Paul writes to Adam, please ask someone at Netflix to fax it and also send it to the Gmail account from Netflix domain email. Adam's happy. Paul and the investors are happy, but they definitely need to see proof of life.
Of course.
They want this contract. The next day, Paul writes to Adam again. In regards to the validation on closing of the agreement between Netflix and Dark Planet Pictures on Legends, please make sure that we have both in fax and email by tomorrow morning. 24 hours later, a fax shows up in the Korean office. The cover sheet is from Netflix. The letter that follows says, this confirms an agreement between Netflix Inc. and Dark Planet Pictures, LLC. Did I mention that was the production company that Adam Joyner formed to sell Legends? That was his production company.
You have now.
Yeah. Okay. It's called Dark Planet Pictures. It's executed on March 31st, 2016, signed by an executive at Netflix, a man listed as the vice president business and legal affairs content acquisitioner. And Adam also forwards an email containing the proposed distribution agreement. The following day, Adam forwards an email chain between him and a second Netflix executive. The Netflix executive writes that he's looking forward to making this movie.
Yes.
The distribution agreement is also attached in the email chain. It's signed by a third Netflix executive, the chief content officer. The Korean investment firm are happy with the faxes, the email chains, and the Netflix distribution agreement. To them, it all looks great. And after 1 day of review, KIP enters into a formal investment agreement with Adam Joyner. The deal is worth $8 million.
Wow.
5 days. Now, this is $8 million to make the movie, to start the process. We're putting it in the budget. This is $8 million.
The only thing I would say about that is that the content, the production of what I'm thinking this would look like with a lot of special effects, etc.
Right.
I'm not sure how far 8 would go.
Correct.
Right. But it's a start?
It's a start.
Okay.
Yes. This company is willing to invest $8 million.
But that was part of it. It was like, we'll start with $8 million and...
Yes. Well, I'm not sure if they said we'll start with $8 million, but they're willing to put in $8 million. Let's see where this takes us, this $8 million.
Okay.
5 days later, KIP wires the first $4 million to Joyner's Bank of America account for Dark Planet Pictures.
Wow.
What would you do?
I would take the evening off. I'd have a nice glass of wine. I would be very, very happy.
Yes, I would throw dinner in with good friends.
Why not?
Yes, and I would pay.
Yeah.
Okay. What does Adam do?
Runs like hell.
Call up his brother, who wrote Legends, and celebrate? Adam immediately withdraws $800,000 and transfers the sum to a joint account belonging to him and his wife, Allison.
So Allison is in.
Allison is in.
All
The two
right.
A's, Adam and Allison, have $800,000. This isn't looking good. I mean, they gave him the money.
Right.
Okay? Okay. By the way, with regards to what you previously said, just because you have one investor for a film, it doesn't mean you can only have one. That's why you see so many logos on a film.
Right.
Adam approaches and negotiates with a second set of Asian investors, money men from China, Star Century Pictures Company Limited. Adam courts them using the same Netflix agreement. Boom. 1 month later, we're not even talking a year now.
There's no...
1 month later,
Yeah.
because money attracts money, Young Park Capital wires $6 million to Joyner's Dark Planet Pictures bank account.
What's his wife's name again?
Allison.
What does Allison get this time?
Some diamond earrings.
Well,
I don't know.
they look gorgeous on her.
For those of you who can't do math, that's 10 million. This guy was putting banners on your computer for a living. He's now got $10 million.
Isn't it 12?
Well, he got only half from
Right.
Kip. 3 weeks go by and Adam transfers $160,500 for a security deposit on a $5.4 million Manhattan beach house.
I see where this is going.
I'm going to send you a text of the Zillow. Could you please describe this Manhattan beach house to us, Terry?
Well, I'd love to.
Now, Manhattan Beach is a very high real estate.
Oh, anything with sand, it's going to cost you. So this is really, really cool. It looks like it's at the end of a road. I bet their front view has got to be the water, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's got a series of porches. They have a top porch for sunning. They've got a second porch for pretending that you're sailing a boat. And the bottom one looks like that's fitted for drinking. So you need the three, really. If you're going to bother.
You don't want to drink on the top.
No, you'll burn and swear the rest of the day.
Yes. Yes.
Ouch. And so in the picture, it's also flying an American flag, which I think it's lovely because he's probably saying every day, I love this America. Yeah.
He should have a Korean and Chinese flag out there, too.
Well, yes.
He really should. How many bedrooms?
5?
And how many bathrooms?
5. Now that makes sense to me. I'm a bathroom per bedroom guy.
Do you think that means that it's 4 bedroom, 4 bath, and then a guest bath downstairs, so 1 bedroom doesn't have a bath?
Oh.
Would you put up with that?
Yeah, I would. It's very nice.
It is a beautiful house, and I will put that up on Instagram.
It's now up to 6.9, by the way. It's $6,986,100 per purchase, and the rent is $27,000 a month. Oh, actually closer to 28.
Wow. Wow, I don't.
Who pays that?
I don't know. Okay. So Adam has now moved forward in this lovely house, and he next reaches out to a Hollywood player who could make one phone call and turn the script Legends into a real Hollywood project. Remember, we've got money, but there's a lot of money in this town. You've got to attract the talent to the project.
Right.
Now you need a person who could do that. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm thinking Satan, but keep going.
Adam reaches out to Don Murphy. Who is Don Murphy? Don Murphy is a film producer who gained recognition after producing Natural Born Killers.
Okay.
a movie based on a screenplay written by Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
And it was Murphy who successfully convinced Oliver Stone to direct the film, which became a significant turning point in his career. Since then, he has produced several big-budget Hollywood films, and he is currently known for making movies by Michael Bay.
And this starred Woody Harrelson, who went from The Boy Next Door to The Killer Next Door
Yes.
in that movie.
Did he go from Cheers to
It was pretty
Natural Born
close. There might have done
Killers?
something else. Yeah.
And the basis for everything that Travis Barker does. Adam asks Don Murphy to be his name producer. This refers to a strategy of paying a successful producer to lend their name to an independent project in order to make it seem like more of a sure thing. The name producer does little or no work. They basically get paid to let others repeat their name in business meetings. It's not illegal. It's just costly. To lend his name to legends, Murphy will be paid. Terry, would you like to guess?
I'm frightened, but I'm going to say he's going to want $500,000.
$1.2 million.
See, I would have done it for $500,000
I would have done it
for a friend.
over dinner and said, no, I'm happy to do it. This is why.
That's
I just can't. It's now the summer and Adam Joyner closes on his beach house. He transfers, it's a big long number, but it's $5 million basically, to a California investor escrow. But he's not done. 5 weeks later, on September 12th, Adam transfers $120,000 to a joint account he shares with Allison. So there you go. That's what Allison gets, $120,000.
okay.
That leaves $3 million and a bunch of numbers for Legends.
Wow.
On October 1st, 2016, Adam tells his foreign investors, yesterday, we verbally agreed to terms with Oscar-winning director for The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro, for Legends.
Fantastic.
To direct it. Isn't it amazing?
It is. Who would think?
How did he even get to Guillermo?
We don't know.
Maybe through Murphy.
That's probably the 1.2.
Maybe Guillermo's a fan of Michael Bay's movies, but I think Guillermo changes the title.
Okay.
It is now called Folk War. Not bad. Legends is pretty generic.
Well, it's been used too, right?
Legends, Folk War Legends. How about Folk War Legends?
There you go.
Okay. Months pass, and there are no announcements in the trades about Guillermo joining and helming.
How odd.
Yeah. The investors grow anxious, but they cool their heels, and they are glad they did because Adam brings in dun-dun-dun-dun, Bradley Cooper.
He's in.
He's in. Yep. Not only Bradley Cooper, but Steven Spielberg.
Really?
And Amblin.
Amblin's in.
Amblin is in.
So they'll bring some money. of
Spielberg's
course, yeah.
production company.
Sure.
Not DreamWorks.
No.
Amblin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2016.
And Storyteller Distributions is Spielberg's distribution company. So they need to leave Netflix behind so they can jump to Universal and Spielberg's company.
So that paperwork might as well be fake because it's gone.
Yes. Shredder. Can you make a shredder noise? Very good.
not bad,
I
right?
like that. Yeah. On December 1st, Joyner emails his Korean investors a new memorandum of understanding between Amblin and Dark Planet Pictures. Oh, by the way, I looked up Dark Planet to see if that was a movie, maybe something iconic. I mean, why did he call Dark Planet?
Yeah. What?
Why? I couldn't really find anything, an interesting story. 2 weeks later, Joyner sends his investors the termination agreement he just executed with Netflix. Now the foreign investors want to update their contracts to put the changes in writing. The addendum states the existence of the distribution agreement between Dark Planet and Story Distribution Company, LLC, is material basis for Kip's decision to invest in the motion picture. In other words, the only reason this dude Joyner has our money is that he has a deal with Spielberg's company. If Joyner loses Spielberg, we want our money back. Now, that is a direct quote from an article by Zach Burnett and Mel Magazine. I like that quote. You got our money, dude. Don't mess this up. We're taking it back if you do.
Mm-hmm.
Paperwork's done and all the I's are dotted. Kip transfers the second half of the $8 million investment on January 11th, 2017. Joyner has now collected in total $14 million.
You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
2 beach houses would be nice.
Next door or in different beaches?
Yeah, because then people are going to show up and want to stay somewhere. You only have 5 bathrooms. You're going to need some more.
Exactly. 2 days after the millions hit Adam's corporate account, he transfers $4.3 million into a new business account.
Oh.
Adam updates the investors, but by March, they're demanding hard proof of where their money is. Adam sends them a document which states 11 million and a whole bunch of numbers after it as the business account's current balance. On March 31st, Adam tells the investors some bad news.
Uh-oh. Spielberg problems?
They lost Bradley Cooper.
Because he was Daniel Boone, right?
Yeah, they were going to make him be Daniel Boone, and he didn't want to.
No.
He wanted to be Calamity Jane.
It's that crazy hat.
Nobody looks dignified.
Nobody looks hot in that.
And a raccoon. No, what did they call it? Coon hat?
Yeah, that coonskin cap.
Coonskin cap.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's stay. I don't like that word at all, even when it's attached to a cap.
Right. So the hat doesn't look good on
The
anybody.
hat does not look good. So filming is now delayed after Bradley Cooper turned down the agreement with Universal. Universal decided to refuse payment to Amblin. In Hollywood terms, the project is turned around. Which, by the way, Universal would never turn around a Steven Spielberg project. And I love how Bradley's getting blamed for this. Adam's investors want all their money back. They're done. It's over. They're tired of this. They start investigating into where their money might be and discover Adam is now the new proud owner of a home in Manhattan Beach. There's only one way to get their money back now. On April 26, 2017, lawyers representing Star Century and Young Park Capital file a lawsuit in the LA Superior Courthouse. They demand Adam's Manhattan Beach House be sold and all proceeds from the sales be returned to them. Next, Kip contacts Don Murphy, our name producer, who contacts Adam and dissolves their business agreement. Murphy accepts $200,000 of the promised $1.2 million as payment for his time. Again, I was going to do it for dinner and wine, so that's a good amount. On August 27th, the FBI attempts to arrest Adam at his Manhattan Beach residence, but he's not there.
That's not surprising.
He had already left for a family vacation.
It was time.
It's been a busy couple of years.
Yeah.
Adam got in touch with the FBI via his lawyers and agreed to surrender himself upon his return from vacation.
He might be looking at a long vacation, though. That's what I'm thinking.
Could you enjoy yourself knowing what you were doing? You know how you're like, oh, I have to go to work.
The only way...
I have to go turn myself into the FBI.
The only way it would be fun is if your evil plan had a new twist to it. Then maybe you could relax and have a...
No more new twists. No. Adam's done. He admits his guilt and he works out a plea deal with the U.S. Attorney's Office. But there is an update. Before we get into the update, which I printed out for you to read, it's very small. I apologize. Look at that type.
I'll get my big glasses on.
You're going to have to read what it's from. But do you think this was all a scam, Terry? Do you think he actually hoped to do all of this evil stuff and get Legends made?
I was involved with a person who was putting together a movie, and he was doing some of the musical part here at a demo stage a number of years ago. And he was so sure of himself. He kept talking about this, and I thought the premise was at best a C, but he kept talking about it over and over about this, that, and the other, and I know this person and that person, and I wasn't there to be a judge. And so I sort of kind of got on the side of it, and he brought this thing, this momentum, to it. And it's never seen the light of day. I keep my eyes open. I tend to think, because of his massive $1 million behavior, that he never really thought, our guy. I'm just saying, when you attach yourself to a well-known entity, you can't fake it, or you're done. Like if a songwriter came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm on the Bruce Springsteen record," I would go, "Really? Which song?"
Right.
And they would tell me, and I go, "Wow, okay." And then at some point I would look it up, and I go, "His name's not on this."
Right.
Why would he say that? I'm not working with him at all.
Right.
He didn't even have to say that.
And then on the next cocktail party, he would go, "Oh, yeah, that's the third pressing. Did you get the third pressing? Because there was a whole big lawsuit and my name got taken off of it." These guys are good. These people are good.
Then I would say something, "Okay, you must have a song of yours on your phone. Let me hear it. Let me hear the demo. I'd love to."
And you go, "Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't bring my phone."
No bars.
Yeah.
What a coincidence. I have no bars. I can't play the bars. And we're in the bar.
Let's go to the bar and listen then. Maybe that would be the way.
Yeah, I think we also thread here a little. Did Adam start off as this evil business person, or
did it just get out of his...
Did it get out of his control?
Yeah.
And you know what? It doesn't matter in the court of law. And would you read what happened?
Yes, I
will. I printed it
will.
out for you in that very small print.
This is a press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office, Central District of California. Been to that office? I haven't yet.
No, I have not been there.
A South Bay man was sentenced to 97 months in federal prison for defrauding Asian investment firms out of $14 million by falsely claiming the money would be used to produce a feature film distributed by Netflix. Then, while on bond, illegally selling the Manhattan beach house he purchased from his ill-gotten gains by forging the signatures of his victims' lawyers. He's an artist as well. Adam Joyner, 43, of Manhattan Beach, was sentenced by the United States Attorney's Judge, who also ordered him to pay $14 million in restitutions.
So he sold the house that he stole the money to buy?
Yes, he sold... My God. Sold his Manhattan Beach house he had purchased with the proceeds of his fraud. Yeah.
Okay. So by the time he got caught, it seemed like we'll do a plea agreement and just pay back you have to pay everybody back. But then he sold the house.
Yeah.
And there were liens against it.
Yeah.
And he forged more paperwork saying, I guess basically that the lien people were going, it's okay. There's no more liens. So he's able to sell the house clear.
Wow. I'm picturing this. He gets up in the middle of the night. He goes down to the kitchen. He takes a shot of vodka and goes, "I can get out of this."
I want to see this movie.
Yeah, that's the movie.
This is the movie I want to see.
Oh, but he's got to have some money for it.
Okay. Oh, but you know what? I have a distribution agreement with Hulu.
What? Please send your cash and pennies, and we'll send you the paperwork.
And you'll get a executive producer credit.
You're all executive producers. And that's a wrap for the Writers Hangout. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Your positive feedback will help us keep the show going so we can continue bringing you more future episodes. Remember, keep writing. The world needs your stories. The Writers Hangout is sponsored by the Page International Screenwriting Awards with executive producer Kristen Overn, producers Sandy Adamitis, and myself, Terry Sampson. And our music is composed by Ethan Stoller.